Welcome to Channel Today in History. In today's video we will talk about the day. October 30th, Orson Welles and the War of the Worlds, 1938. On October 30th, 1938, CBS broadcast a radio adaptation of G.H. Wells' novel The War of the Worlds, directed by Orson Welles. The broadcast sparked a general hysteria in American society. It lasted approximately 60 minutes and recreated the arrival of extraterrestrials at Grover's Mill in New Jersey, destroying cities and scorching them with annihilating rays on their way to New York. It went down in history as the night the Martians arrived, a Sunday night, the eve of the Halloween celebration, when terror spread from coast to coast. Police stations were inundated with phone calls, and there were even at least one suicide attempt. Radio was, at that time, the means of communication par excellence. Millions of people tuned into CBS at 9 p.m. New York City. Those who didn't get to hear the initial message, in which it was announced that what was to come next was the adaptation of Wells' work, lived a real nightmare. The program began as a fake news program interrupted by the intervention of Professor Pearson Wells from Princeton University, who announced gas explosions on the planet Mars, sowing panic among the audience. Afterwards, the supposed death of 1,500 people was reported due to the impact of a meteorite against the Earth. In fact, the metallic cylinder in which the Martians traveled. Wells, a young 23-year-old talent, managed to sow the most absolute chaos. One of the most important and influential filmmakers of the 20th century was taking his first steps. Shortly thereafter, he and fellow Mercury Theatre mates lamented that his fantasy had provoked a bit of apprehension, but that fact made him a celebrity, catapulting him to Hollywood and giving way to his masterpiece, Citizen Kane, 1941, often cited as the best film in history. To create this harrowing atmosphere, Wells enlisted the help of screenwriter Howard Koch, whom he commissioned to dramatize G.H. Wells' novel in newsletter form, as if it were happening right now. Koch wasn't just anyone. He would write Casablanca 4 years later. Joseph McBride, author of several books on Orson Welles, defended the thesis that the reputation achieved by the broadcast of this fictional attack increased Hollywood's interest in the young director, who had already left his mark on Broadway theaters. RKO Radio Pictures, one of Hollywood's classic golden stage companies, signed Wells's first contract and granted him absolute artistic control in the making of Citizen Kane and Superb, 1942, though they later clashed over the material that the director shot for the documentary about South America. It's all true. Wells' career in the United States proceeded unevenly due to differences with the studios. His films were never smashing box office hits, but he created gems, such as the adaptations of Macbeth, 1948, and Othello, 1952, by William Shakespeare, and classics like The Mark of Evil, 1958. Orson Welles is considered one of the most innovative directors in American cinema, both in his achievements and sets, as well as in lighting, focus, and other technical aspects of filmmaking. Did you like the video? In the description you will find the blog link with the full article. Give an incentive by subscribing to the channel, liking, commenting, and sharing with your friends. Hugs. Until the next.